Hello and welcome. In today's lesson, we'll explore how to calculate the domain of a function when the range is given. Stay with us here at Kasiwa Academy as we continue growing our mathematical skills together. Let us begin by introducing our problem. We are given a function g of x, which is equal to 2/3 of the square root of x plus 1. We are asked to calculate the domain when the range is equal to 6. Before we start solving our problem, let us recall some important definitions. A function is a rule or relationship that assigns each input exactly one output. The input, usually written as x, is called the independent variable. The output, written as f of x, or as in our case g of x, is the dependent variable. The domain represents all possible input values of the independent variable x. The range represents all possible output values of the dependent variable y, which is represented as g of x in our problem. In other words, the domain tells us what values x can take, and the range tells us what values the function produces as output. Now that we have defined important terms, let's start with our given function. It is important to note that the output part of our function, g of x, can also be represented by the small letter y, which means that our function can still be written as y is equal to 2/3 of square root of x plus 1. Since the range is given as 6, we set y equal to 6. This is the value for the output part of our function. Now that we have successfully substituted 6 for y in our function, let us solve for the square root of x. We will firstly remove the constant term 1 from the right-hand side of the equation. We will achieve this by subtracting 1 from both sides. This will give us a 5 in the left-hand side and 2/3 square root of x in the right-hand side. Secondly, we will have to remove 3 from the right-hand side by multiplying by 3 in both sides of the equation. The 3's from the right-hand side will cancel each other, leaving us with 2 square root of x in the right-hand side and 15 in the left-hand side. As the last step in solving for the square root of x, we will remove 2 from the right-hand side by dividing by 2 in both sides. This will leave us with the square root of x in one side and 15 over 2 in the other side. In finding the domain when the range is given, we are simply trying to determine the input value x from the output value y. To do this, we square both sides of the equation. This leaves us with x on the left-hand side and 225 over 4 on the right-hand side. Simplifying 225 over 4 gives us 56.25. Therefore, the domain corresponding to the range value of 6 is x equals 56.25. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video.